Hey, Sean. Most of my videos are about how to run a production company or produce video or be a freelance creative more effectively. This one is just about 5 things that I try to live my life by, little tips, goals, whatever that I try to keep in mind every day. Number 1, don't heat up hot water. If you're going to cook pasta or especially tea, rice, coffee, anything like that, if you're going to heat up water, always start with the tap on cold. If you use the hot water, it's the water, yes, it's technically hotter to start, but it's the water that's been sitting in your water heater, which just holds water for months at a time. And it's full of mineral deposits and grossness and all the stuff that you see accumulate on your shower head. That's all from your hot water heater. So use cold water. It takes a second longer to heat up, but it's cleaner water. It tastes better, and it won't leave all that stuff on your shower head inside your tea kettle or in the bottom of your pot. Number 2, drive slowly and try to give people a little bit of room. I get so triggered when I drive, and I get very upset at people who drive aggressively. And it all came to a head for me when I was driving Jessie to the hospital when we were going into labor, and I was so nervous about everything around me. I was driving slowly. I was waiting. Light turned green. I would make sure no one was coming through that intersection before I went through. And then even more terrifying was the drive home from the hospital and having this precious, tiny little baby inside a car seat in the back seat and knowing that somebody could T-bone me or have an accident or whatever. It was terrifying. And so when I'm out driving and I see other people driving slowly or I'm behind them and I'm getting frustrated, I always try to remind myself, hey, I don't know what they just dealt with. Maybe this is their first time behind the wheel since they had a bad accident. Maybe they're terrified to do this. Or maybe they are driving home from the hospital. Maybe they have some very precious thing in their car with them, and it's important for them to drive very slowly. And so give them a little bit of space, and you'll find that you calm down a little bit too. But also, if somebody's driving really aggressively, just let them go. If somebody's cutting you off and driving crazy, it's in my instincts to get upset and to try to make eyes with them or something like that. And I've gotten better at just developing the reflex where it's like, hey, you know what? I don't know what you've had going on. I don't know what fight you just had, what somebody just yelled at you for, what client problem you just had, what money issues you may be having, what you're late for. If you need to drive like that and you're going to hurt other people's feelings along the way, I'm so sorry that you're in that spot mentally. Go for it. Go. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. But drive slowly. Try to be a bit more patient with both the slow and the fast drivers around you. And I think you'll be happier. And if enough people do that, I think the world will be just a little bit happier. Number 3, and this one technically does affect video production, but it really any project that I do, construction, painting, building, anything, setting up my finances, you name it, I want to know why. And I've gotten a little bit of trouble from some people of like, oh, we better do it Sean's way. But the truth is, the reason I like it my way is because I understand why I want to do it my way. I'm open to doing it your way if you tell me why. I'm very impressionable, and if you make a good case, I will do it like that for the rest of time. What I don't like is when someone does something that appears thoughtless to me, when they do something a different way which doesn't seem as good, and if they could explain why, I'd be very interested in that. But explain to me why, and I will listen. But that's why I get frustrated when things happen a little bit differently than maybe I was expecting or hoping. And again, this happens on set, but it also happens all the time with my dishes. I don't like when people wash dishes in my house because I like the way that I do it, and Jessie does it well. But when guests come over and they're like, "Oh, we'll take care of the plates and stuff," so many times I've seen the plates and they're still dirty, and I want to do it my way. If you've got some other plan, sure, I'll listen, but leave my dishes alone. Number 4, and this is similar to the driving thing, but don't wear headphones all the time. Definitely don't wear headphones when you're driving. That's unsafe. But I see people walk around everywhere, and as I walk around different cities on vacation stuff, or when I'm at the store or wherever I am, everyone's wearing headphones, and I feel like that goes a long way to sort of closing off our society and our connections and our communication, because nobody wants to be bothered. And I feel like if you take the headphones out and smile at people, wave a little hello, that goes such a long way to just making our community a little bit happier, a little bit more close-knit, a little bit more connected. And so, yeah, there's a good time. I love listening to podcasts and I love music, but to always be just closed off and spending every moment that you're not in conversation with someone inside headphones, take them off, relax, talk to people, smile, say hello. And again, I think we'll see our community just get a little bit happier. And lastly, in this same vein, as I was making this list, I clearly got in a mode, but savor the moments when you're walking to your car. If you have a car, if you have a walking commute, I envy you. St. Louis is absolutely an automobile city, and it was designed that way, unfortunately. But whatever your commute is, and if you're walking to your car, I know, again, once you get in the car, things happen and you're subject to a lot of things. But when you're walking from the store back to your car, or from your office to your car, or from your car to your house, savor those little moments as just a 20-second, 1-minute meditation or just mindfulness, and to think of something you're grateful for, and get in a habit where that time preps you for whatever you're about to do, whether you're coming home and you've got stuff to take care of, whether you're about to walk into your office and you've got your job waiting for you and all the demands and emails. Take those times to not think about what you're about to do, but just look around, listen to every sound, look at all the light, try to notice things you've never noticed before. But that little moment can be all yours, and it can be a happy little moment. And that's what I try to do. And I think all of these things, except the hot water one, I have to remind myself of all the time. Otherwise, I won't remember and I'll slip back into nasty habits. So take a moment to set yourself up right, be a little bit more patient, and be a happier and more participative community member. And I think we'll all become just that much happier. That's all I got. See you later. Bye.